Hi there, Jen Roque here from StampCampWithJen.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Summerfield, Florida, and welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. Happy New Year! I hope you guys had a great Christmas and are going to have a great New Year, had a great New Year's Eve celebration if that's something you do. We're kind of boring around here. We didn't really stay up late. We just kind of treat it like another day, but I know a lot of people had a lot of great celebrations, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great year this year. If you're new here, I go live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, so just mark that on your calendar and remember to join me. If you can't join me, I always post the replay on my Facebook, or the replay is always available on my Facebook channel, but I always repost it, the replay on my YouTube channel as well. I know not everybody's on Facebook, so I put it on YouTube just to give everybody a chance to watch it. So as you hop on, please say hello. Let me know that you're here watching. Say hello to the group. Like I said, I've just been kind of catching up on things. We just got back from almost a week in South Carolina with my parents. They just moved there, so we went, and my sister, my baby sister, and my nephew came down too. My middle sister was sick, and she was scheduled to work anyway, so she wasn't able to come, but we went to South Carolina, and we live in Florida, so we're used to the heat, and it was freezing. We realized real quick why we moved from up north, and we love the weather in Florida, and we couldn't wait to get back to Florida. It was a little too cold for our liking. I think one morning it was like 39 degrees or something. We were like, no, we don't like this weather. Hi, Sue. You don't like football? Hi, Diana. I saw Diana popped on here, and Pam, and my mom's on now. Everybody's joining. My mom does have a nice big craft room, though. I was very jealous of that. I wish I had a bigger craft space like she does. No thanks, Diana. I don't want to freeze. I'm good. I was so happy to get back to Florida. I was like, oh, it's so much warmer down here. I love it. It's so much better. We used to live in Maryland, and we got all the snow and the having to shovel the snow every winter and deal with the ice. That's for the birds. You guys can have that, whoever enjoys that. I'll stick with the warm weather and not needing a coat and all that. I realized real quick, because my husband and I were just saying the other day, oh, we kind of miss the seasons and the cooler weather, and then no, we realized real quick, no, we're happy being in the heat in Florida. Did anybody do any shopping today? I went and tried to get some like after Christmas deals, and I got some really good ones actually. I, of course, went to Target. Ethan and I went and met my husband. We picked up lunch and met him, and then I went into Target, and they have all kinds of like 90% off after Christmas stuff. So I got stuff for like 10 cents, 30 cents, $1, like super, super cheap. It was awesome. I was so excited about that. So definitely check out the Christmas sales. And then we went and picked up lunch, and I thought the restaurant was closed because nobody was out today. It was a great day. I think everybody's trying to let their credit cards cool off after all the shopping from Christmas time, I'm sure. So, all right. So we have a fun card for today. It's very unique. It's a little bit bigger card, so it's better for like in-person gifting, or you're going to have to try to make your own envelope, I think, for it. It doesn't fit in a standard envelope. And normally I don't make that kind of card, like the bigger ones, but this was a really fun one that I saw a version on Pinterest from another demonstrator a while ago, and I'd been wanting to try it. So we made that a couple weeks ago when I had a little impromptu stamp camp class when my mom was here for our Christmas party. So I've had it for a couple weeks, been ready to go, ready to share it with you guys. And it does use products from the new catalog that launches on Thursday. So if this is something that you like, maybe put this on your wish list for Thursday when the new catalog and sale-a-bration starts. So All right, well, let me go ahead and flip my camera around and we'll go ahead and get into a couple announcements and then we'll get started with today's project. All right, so like I mentioned, starting Thursday, this stuff will go live. So you'll be able to earn the sale-a-bration freebie. So when you have at least $50 before shipping and tax, you'll be able to pick something from this brochure for free. Now, I can't show you the inside of these just yet, but I did want to share that this is what this catalog and this brochure, what you'll be able to order and earn from starting on Thursday, okay? So this is the catalog. If you have this catalog, this stuff goes live on Thursday. Hi, Jeanne. Thanks for watching from Oregon. So this starts Thursday, and then this is the brochure that has all the freebie stuff that you'll be able to earn with your purchase. Now, there are some items in here that you'll earn when you get to $100, and there's some items that you'll earn when you get to $50, and you can mix and match. So like if you have a $150 order, you could get one item that's $100 credit or with a $100 purchase, and you can get an item that's free with a $50 purchase, or you can do three different items in the $50 purchase range, if that makes sense. So that starts Thursday, and then the last chance products end Wednesday. So if you need to buy anything or get anything that's going to retire from the Christmas catalog, Wednesday is the last day to do that on the 3rd, okay? And then I am offering product shares, and tomorrow is the last day to sign up and pay for those if that's something you're interested in, okay? So you can just go to stampcampwithjen.com and find all the details and reach out to me by the end of the day tomorrow if you're interested in that. And then I also have, I'm doing an online class with the Perennial Postage Suite, and we'll be making these 4 cards rather, and you'll get a little sampler of gems and these little butterflies with it. And tomorrow is also the last day to sign up for this. If you just want the PDF tutorials, those will be available later this week. They're not quite available yet because I need to put the new products in the supply list, and I can't do that until the catalog goes live. So once the catalog goes live, I'll be able to finish those up and post those on my website. Something I do want to mention, when sale-a-bration starts, you will have the opportunity to earn more free product. So if you place a $300 or more order during sale-a-bration, you will earn almost twice your rewards. Normally you earn $36 in Stampin' Rewards, but during sale-a-bration you get an extra $30 in Stampin' Rewards when you hit that $300 mark, and it bumps up to $66 in product rewards. So if that's something you're interested in, you want to place a big order, that's only valid during sale-a-bration. So wait until, Thursday, and you can get the sale-a-bration, you get those extra Stampin' Rewards. You'd love the lavender PDF. Okay, Jan. So if you're on my newsletter list, I will announce it probably Friday. They'll be ready to go. If not, you could just go back to stampcampwithjen.com and go to my online tutorials, and it will be posted there, and you'll be able to purchase and download them. Okay, so those are the few announcements I have, and I'll go ahead and show you guys what we're gonna do. So this is what we're making today. This is super fun. It's called a multi-tiered pop-up card. So it is very big. Like I said, when you have it flat like this, it measures, 6 inches by a little more than 6 inches because the B sticks out. If you wanted to tuck the B down in a little bit, and you can't really tuck him in too much because of his face, so it's like 6.5 inches when you have it all folded up. And there is a little spot to write on the back there. So yeah, that's, it's a very big card, but it's so fun. I thought it was so neat. It's something different than like a standard box card. I have a girl, Sue, actually, that was watching earlier. I'm not sure if she's still on, but she loves making box cards. So I thought, oh, she'll probably love this. It wasn't necessarily her favorite, but I thought it was really unique. So I love this, and I'm going to show you guys how to make this. So I do want to note, this version, so I got this from another demonstrator. Her name is Debbie Henderson. I saw her version. She used the ladybugs and made a version, and she stamped and made her own paper. It was beautiful, but I like it quick and easy. I didn't want to stamp my own pattern and everything, so I just used designer series paper. But you cut these designer series paper pieces to fit each panel, and this back one especially is really big, but you're not going to see most of the paper on the inside unless you're like looking down or at the bottom of it. So if you want to save paper, I would say just cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these panels the same size as this bottom one, because nobody's going to really look on the inside, and then that way you can save some paper. And not have to worry about using up so much designer series paper. So we'll get into that in just a second. So I was cutting up some of these before I got on. I got a little distracted and got a little behind, but that's okay. I'm going to show you guys how to make the little panels and stuff for this project here. So this is the bundle that we're using. It's got the Bee Builder punch. It's on page 9 of the mini catalog, and it's got this Be My Valentine with all these stamp sentiments and the bees and everything. Very cute. I love anything with a punch. It's very quick and easy. And then the paper is the Be Mine 12 by 12 designer series paper. That's what we're using here. And there's so many cute patterns. This is the pattern that we're using here with the flowers. Okay, so if you haven't seen them, let me see, I can pull out some of these. So I made a card recently with this pattern, very cute, and it's got some red on the back. We've got some little tiny bees with the hearts and some hearts on the back. This paper is going to be really popular for Valentine's Day, I think. So I expect it to sell out pretty quickly. So I would place this on your wish list first if that's something you're looking at. Because with Valentine's Day right around the corner, I wouldn't be surprised if that sells out really quickly. This is another pattern, very cute with the bees and the flowers. And it's cute too because in the stamp set, there's a little flower stamp. So you could stamp something to go with the paper too. It was very neat. And then, what's another one in here? Oh, and here's the other one. Very cute with more bees and flowers and like a honeycomb on the back there. So very, very cute. Lots of cute patterns there. And I've made a couple of cards with this paper. So if you're curious about those, you can just go to my website. They're pretty recent, so they should be on like the main page. All right, so let's cut these because, like I said, I didn't really get a chance to do that when I was prepping here. So these panels need to be 3 3/4. I'm just going to do them all the same size. I will have the measurements for both if you want to do the full panels of paper, but for this video, I think I'm just going to make them all the same size by 1.5 to save some paper here. And actually, I could even use that little piece. It could even be like 1.25 inches, which is what that one is. So I might even use that just to use up my scrap. But I will have the dimensions if you want to use the full panel. 3 3/4 by, we'll do 1.5 again. Just going to use up this little bit of scrap I have here. And then I'll cover it. That should do it. Okay. And then we need our base, which I'm pretty sure I cut that already. Over here. So our base here is actually 8 by 5.5, and I scored it at 2 and 6 inches. Okay. And to make the little divots, my bone folder go. There we go. It feels so dark in here for some reason. Okay. So did everybody have a good Christmas and New Year's? I missed you guys last week. It feels like it's been forever since I've been here. It's been such a long time since I've been on a Facebook Live. It's been 2 weeks since we had Christmas last week. Did everybody have a good time? It's been so busy, I'm sure. Feels like it's been such a long time. All right. All right, so we did our little creases here. Now, to make our edges like we need to do here and here, what we need to do is from the bottom, we need to measure 2.5 inches and make a little tick mark here. And then from the score line up here, we need to measure 3/8 of an inch. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut on that angle. So same thing over here. We're gonna do 3/8 of an inch from the score line. And then from the bottom, we're gonna do 2.5 inches there. And then I'm gonna get my paper trimmer. And we're gonna line those up and cut. So get those both in the cut line. There's one. And if they're a little off, it's okay. It's not gonna make much of a difference. Your son came to visit. Oh, that's so nice. That is a good thing about the holidays. When family comes to visit you, a lot of times you get to see people you haven't seen in a while over the holidays. So that's always really nice. Sometimes it's a little easier to get together at Christmas than other times of the year. I'm just gonna erase these. You don't necessarily have to. It's gonna be on the inside of the card. But so that's how we made our little base there, okay? All right, so we'll put that to the side. Now we need, this is what I was in the middle of doing before I got on here, was making the little panels for this. So the panels need to be 5 inches wide by, 4 3/4, 5 inches by 3 3/4, 5 by 2 3/4, and 5 by 1 3/4. Now I have, these are the 2 smallest ones, and you can take, I couldn't get all of the panels this way, but if you take a whole piece of cardstock, 8.5 by 11, and you line it up on the short side at 5 inches, you can cut that and then rotate it to 4 3/4. And we need 3 3/4. And then I probably could have gotten 2 3/4 out of this, maybe. Let's see, would I have been able to get that? No. So it only goes to 2.5. So you can only get 2 panels and then you have a little piece left over. So those other 2 little pieces I have here will be fine. So now these pieces, you need to score at 1/2 inch on the 5 inch side, okay? So 1/2 inch here. And I'll do that. This is the 5 inch side, so 1/2 inch here. And 1/2 inch here. All right, should be in business now. So if we line them all up, like so, they should be evenly spaced between themselves, which they look about right. Let me double check here. So let's see. Yep, 4 3/4, 3 3/4, 2 3/4, 1 3/4. Yep, looked a little odd to me, but my eyes just playing tricks on me. Yeah, so they're all pretty evenly spaced. So now you can just fold and burnish on all those score lines here. And this one. So you guys make this card and you'll be good to go for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day always sneaks up on me. It seems like, you know, when the new year hits, it's so far away, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, it's right around the corner. I think because it's in the middle of the month, it plays tricks on me. All right, so now what we want to do is, with the pieces facing backwards, this is going to be the front here. So like I said, I'm using scraps because I don't think it really matters. People aren't going to look on the inside of the card. So I'm going to take my Stamp and Seal Plus. That's what I like to use, whatever adhesive you like. And we're just going to put that evenly at the top and the sides here. We're going to do that for all of these pieces. And I will have the measurements if you want to use the full piece of DSP and cover it. But like I said, I don't think it really makes a difference. And it used a lot of DSP if you're making this for a class. So if you're making this for a class, I would definitely recommend doing this a little bit using the scraps, not using the full pieces of paper. And then I forgot, we also need to do it on our base here. So I'm going to use this little piece and do it here, because if you imagine, you're going to fill up this whole piece right there. That uses a ton of designer series paper, so you might not necessarily want to cut them at full size like I did. Okay, and then this little piece is the one that's important, because like I said, some were 1.5, some were 1 3/4. This one needs to be 1.5 wide to cover up that full panel like I did. Okay. All right. So now if we look, they'll all be covered. You won't see it, so it'll be good to go. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this together. So you can either use tear and tape or liquid glue. I forget which worked better for me. I'm gonna try tear and tape because I think that'll be fine. Some people find liquid glue works better, but I think tear and tape will work just fine. So we do these one at a time. And I always take my bone folder and really press that tear and tape down. And then if you have a hard time getting these backings off, I like to use the spatula end of my take your pick tool, and it will easily grab that tear and tape backing, and you can just peel that right up, no problem. That's what I like to use. Okay, so for this, you just want to line it up so it's right against that bottom. And then you can fold this over on the card. And then you can do that same thing with the other side, just like that. And it should fold side to side, just like that. So we'll just keep doing that all the way down. Has anybody watched a lot? Do you find you watch a lot more TV around the holidays, or maybe less TV? I feel like I watch more TV around the holidays because I actually take the time to sit down and relax a little bit. I mean, you are kind of running around doing a lot of Christmas stuff, but you get to kind of take a little bit of a break too and kind of maybe catch up on some shows you weren't watching before. So we've been watching this show on Netflix called Holy Moly. It's like it was an ABC show first. It's an ABC sports show, but it's really fun. It's got like people that do this like putt-putt golf competition thing, and it's almost like American Gladiators for putt-putt golf. Yeah, so we played more games. We played Tripoli at my parents' house and played that, what, 6 hours, Mom, I think? We started it at like 7:30 and it was after midnight when we stopped. We just kept going and going and going and going. And we stayed up till midnight most days when we were at my parents' house playing board games and card games and stuff. It was fun. It's a good time. Just put this one down. So I just kind of lay it flat and it'll lay where it needs to go. And then I just rotate it from side to side as I'm adhering it. And you'll see it's lining up pretty evenly doing it like that too. So you just lay it flat. And then if you do decide to actually like mail it or put it in a little envelope to give to somebody, it should lay flat when you do it either to the left or the right side. So, so tear and tape is working pretty good for me, but if liquid glue works better for you, then by all means do that. Whatever is easiest for you. I find liquid glue sometimes is good because it gives you a little bit of extra time to position things, but sometimes it just becomes a big mess. So it really just depends what kind of project you're using. I think for this one, the tear and tape is working better for me. And then this one, I'm just kind of laying it down along that seam there, lining it up with the bottom. That's what I've been doing. And then we'll just, whoops, lay that down. And sometimes it's easier too if you want to push it up a little bit. And then this one, I'll lay this down like that. Just like that. Ta-da! And that's how we've made all those tiers. So like I said, on this side, you won't see the red, but nobody really is going to be peering down on the inside. So that's plenty of paper. You don't need to use full sheets of paper like I did on my original one, but very cute. And then on the back here, I have a piece. Let's see, I might need to cut it down. We need a piece that is 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. Let's see. So 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then that will go on the back there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there now. Oh, thanks so much, Barb. I'm glad you like it. It's definitely different. Sometimes it's just fun to do a different fold and try something new. All right, so then you could write your message and put it on after you write your message. I know a lot of people that do that, and that's the smart way to do it, I feel like. Okay, so we can punch out 2 of these sweet sorbet hearts. And what I did for that was I just took some scrap here that I have. And I'm just using this Bee Builder punch, and I'm just going to punch out 2 hearts right from there out of my little scraps here. And I'll punch out another one. Right there. So 2 hearts out of the sweet sorbet. And then we are going to make our little bees. I'm just going to use this piece of scrap paper that I have here. Now, I will say, oh, I forgot to get my, oh, bear with me a second. I forgot to get my stamps out. So it's going to be, I'm going to move this a little bit. I had to get my blocks out before we started, but I forgot to do that. Oops. It is a clever punch, Jan. I love this one so much. I like anything that's versatile like that you can just use multiples, use it for multiple things. I think that's really, really cool when they do that. It's a smart way to go for sure. So I'm just getting some of my stamps on here. And then I need some little ones here. All right, so I'm just gonna grab some of those here. Okay, so I've got some other little pieces here I might try to use. So what we're gonna do is anytime we have a big photopolymer stamp that is like a full flat stamp, what I like to do is I like to use my Stampin' Pierce mat just to have some give under my paper when I go to stamp. So we're gonna stamp 3 bumblebees. Now, I think the easiest way I found was to stamp the stripes first and then try to do the body over it. So let's do that. Make sure you guys can see that. And then I might use this little piece first. Try to use up my scraps. I'm gonna just push really hard. And if it's a little gunky or it's not a smooth stamp, then it's photopolymer. So I'm gonna try to stamp over it one more time. See how that goes. Oh, nice. And then we'll do 2 more. I'll just use this piece. And do 1 here. Again, my black does not always stamp out super clean, so I'm gonna try to go over it one more time. I think I need to get a new pad. Every once in a while, you do need to get a new ink pad if you haven't replaced it in a while, and I've had these for a while, so I probably should just get a new pad. Might help. But because they're photopolymer, it makes it easy to see, which is really nice. Okay, so now we're gonna grab Daffodil Delight. And I've shared this tip before. If you guys have a hard time opening these, take your thumbs and go along the top where that hinge is and push down, and it'll help that lid pop open and make it a lot easier to open. I know I've struggled with it before too. It can be really tricky. So I'm gonna ink this up in Daffodil Delight, and then we're gonna line this up over the bumblebee stripes. It should be a little easier to see doing it that way. So pretty good. And then we'll do this one here. Not bad. And I've got 1 more over here. Oops. Make sure I have enough ink on there. Nice. Okay. So I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and punch these out first, and I'm gonna show you how I get them to face different directions. Okay. All right. Oh, I don't want it to be here. I'm gonna trim this a little bit because I do not want to waste all that extra paper above it. That'll drive me crazy. So we'll trim that. Alrighty. And I always punch upside down so I can position it where I need to and see where everything's gonna go. Punch, and 1 more. Just like that. All right. So we need, where's my sample here? So we need 2 of the bees facing this way and 1 facing the other way. So we'll have 1 going this way, and then all you do is just rotate them before you put the faces on. So they could really go either way, left or right. Let's see here, what do I need? So we've got all the little faces here. There's 1, and it really doesn't matter which ones go on which, but it's so much fun. And I do need to stamp his little antenna still too. I'll do that. Okay. So we'll do this little face. Let me go get my Stampin' Scrub. Let's see, I did this one on this guy. Stampin' Scrub out. I swear it feels like I don't have a very big surface because I just put everything on my table. All right, I'll clean this off. Do you guys love the way Stampin' Scrub smells? Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And then I did the little winky face for the next one. I did that one for this one. I think Stampin' Scrub, it just like the spray, the Stampin' Mist spray, it just smells so good. Put that down. And then we did just the regular smiley face for the other one. Right, yeah. Okay. And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get his little antenna going. And I'm just gonna use this little scrap here. And I think that should work. Because if we look at our punch here, it's gonna go in like this. So we wanna punch, wanna plan our punch, plan it like that. So let's try that. If you do that, and then we just use that little heart and line it up in that heart. And that's how you make his little antenna so cute. All right. So again, we'll plan this out before we stamp it. So if we put it in like this, we should be able to line it up like that. Punch that one out. Woo. And then we can do one more probably like that. A little edge here. See if I did that right. I think that'll fit. Yep, just like that. They can be hearts or you can use them for the antenna. How cool is that? I'm actually gonna put that on there. Now another thing we need to stamp are his wings. So the wings are gonna go down like this. And we're gonna use the big heart to punch out the wings. So just like that, and we need 3 of those. And it fits perfectly in there. How cool is that? Three of those. Can do that on these. Oh, that might not be big enough. Just barely. Just barely. And then one more. I'm always a sucker for, like we had that heart punch pack. I used that on everything when we had that. I love that thing. I was sad when it retired. I just love punches, especially heart punches, I think are my favorite. And that one. Okay, so the last thing we need to punch, believe it or not, we still have one more thing. Now we need to punch some vellum hearts to go over the wings to kind of give it a little more dimension. So that'll be really quick here. Got some of these scrap vellum pieces. It's just regular vellum that we sell, that Stampin' Up! Sells. Let's see how many I can get out of this scrap piece here. 2. Can I get another one? Probably not. And one more here. 3. There we go. So just regular vellum here. All right, so I think we're about done punching. We can pretty much assemble. Okay, so now what these are gonna do, so as you can kind of see in the little sample over here, so these we're actually gonna put behind the bee right up here. So I'm gonna take, I think, a little bit of liquid glue. I'm just gonna put a little bit of liquid glue on the bottom here. And we'll adhere those together. I can't remember if we use liquid glue or glue dots for this one. I feel like maybe glue dots. No, it was liquid glue. Okay. Just a teeny bit of glue. And then that just goes like right above where that first stripe is. Sticking to my hand. We're actually not even done with our Christmas celebrations because my granddaughter was with her dad. So we get to see her this weekend and finally have Christmas with her. So that'll be our last Christmas celebration finally, a week into the new year. We were thinking about taking our Christmas decorations down, but then I think we might be keeping them up until she comes over and we do Christmas with her. It feels like we've had Christmas forever. That's crazy. All right, so now I'm gonna take some glue dots. I have this old glue dot dispenser that they used to sell at craft stores. You can't get them anymore, unfortunately. I wish you could. All right, and you might notice these do have like a left and a right side. Like you'll notice the tips kind of point in different directions. So do make sure that they line up and that you have it in the right direction. And then I'm just gonna take a little glue dot and put it at the bottom there of the vellum heart and stick it right above there. And that just helps give it a little dimension, and you can kind of, you know, flip that top layer. It looks more like a wing with that vellum on there. So I think that's the right way, yep. So put just a little glue dot right there at the bottom where that bottom point of that heart is. And then we'll adhere it over the paper heart that we stamped. I wish we sold something for glue dot dispensers, like some sort of dispenser for them, because I feel like that's kind of a weird thing. Like everybody's always trying to find a way to store them and use them. I've seen people put like, was it a ribbon around it? And they're just always kind of all over the place. All right, so now we're gonna take another glue dot and put it over the top of this. So we're basically where we put that glue dot on the vellum, we're gonna kind of flip it over and put another glue dot on there and stick it behind the bee just like that and stick it on there. And you got his wings on there now. We'll do that for the other two. But yeah, we definitely need some sort of like glue dot dispenser. I really like this one. It's not super smooth, but it's basically like a tape dispenser, like a desktop tape dispenser, which I think is pretty neat. If we had something like that, I think that would be nice. I tried to suggest it before, but I think they need more than just my suggestion. I don't know if anybody else has thought to say something to Stampin' Up! About it. All right. And then we'll put that one on there. So we got all their wings on now. So cute. Now, this was a tip that my mom shared and I thought was really cute. You take the dark Flirty Flamingo Stampin' Blend and you take the little pointy tip here and then you just put a dot where the cheeks would be. And I thought that was so cute. Make it look like they're kind of blushing. And I really like that. I thought that was adorable. She said she saw it somewhere, couldn't remember. like we all do, but I thought that was so cute. Now they look like they have little rosy cheeks. That's totally optional, of course, but I thought it was so cute. Okay, so now to put these bad boys on here, we just take some dimensionals and let's see. I put like 2 dimensionals on the back here. And another option too, if you really like Wink of Stella, a lot of the girls in the class did this, but you can take Wink of Stella and put Wink of Stella like over the wings and the hearts. That was really fun too. A lot of the girls did that. I'm just gonna put that bee there. And then we'll take a couple dimensionals and we're gonna take, we do have our 2 hearts here too. Let's see, we'll do our other bee first. I'm just putting the dimensionals right at the bottom of the body like that. And this guy we have kind of in the middle, kind of leaning up a little bit. And then the other bee, dimensionals at the bottom. And where did he go? He goes like right at the top there. So you can't put him too far down, otherwise you won't be able to see him above the layers. So that's why you gotta kind of keep him up like that. All right, and then for the hearts, we'll just put probably 1 dimensional on the bottom of each one here. And this one is gonna go like right here. And then the other heart, we will put right up here. Now, the one last thing we need is our little Be Mine words right there. So I'm gonna do that real quick and stick that on there. Let's see, this should be good. It's about a 1/2 inch wide strip, so I'm just grabbing a strip from my scrap here. And you can always trim it down if you find it's too big. And I got the Be Mine. Oops, I don't want to lose my faces. And we'll put that right here. Well, I don't necessarily need the Pierce mat for this, but I like to use it for my photopolymer stamps. So we're gonna do this kind of towards the right edge here, just like that. And then I like to just kind of angle it down with my scissors and make like a little point like that. And then it was a little tall, so I might trim it a little bit too. Just a little bit. There we go. Looks pretty good. Not too shabby. I always get nervous about cutting things by hand because I always feel it looks weird. Like I could never get it even. All right, now for this, we'll just put some dimensionals on the back. Let's see here. And we'll line this up with that right edge of the card, just kind of center it. And if it's easier for you to lay it down, then do that too, that's fine. And just like that. Now, like I said, if you want to do some Wink of Stella, you can Wink of Stella the hearts and kind of do like Wink of Stella all over. You can do that before you put it on, after you put it on, and it gives it a lot more shimmer and shine and really looks really pretty. If you're giving it to a guy, I mean, this is kind of a girly looking card anyway, so I feel like why not? Just kind of go for it and do all of the glitter and all the girly stuff and just go nuts with the glitter and the shimmer. I think everybody in class did it and they just kept doing it. And like I said, you can do it on the wings and it's not really too noticeable until you get in like the sun or you start tilting it and moving around. I'll show you in just a second once I finish coloring the Wink of Stella all over the wings. It looks really cool with that vellum. And it goes, you do it really quickly. As you see, it took me, a couple minutes, nothing big. Oh, just like that. So I've got it, all over the wings, if you really like that. And like I said, it folds flat, but it is bigger than a normal A2 envelope. It's like 6 by 6.5 inches. Oh, thanks so much, Robin. It is very cute. So Wink of Stella, if you like it or not. This is one I did without the Wink of Stella. It's still cute and fun. I do recommend giving this to somebody in person because I am sure shipping it is probably going to cost a lot with stamps. And as I've heard recently, stamps are going up. So the price of stamps are going up again. So if you want to give this to somebody in person, that would probably be a better call. But again, the stamp set's Be My Valentine, and you can get the bundle and save 10% and use the Bee Builder punch that goes with it. I highly recommend getting the bundle. I always get the bundle because I know I'll regret it later. I've done that in the past where I just buy one or the other and I'm like, oh, why didn't I get the dies or something? And then by the time I realize I didn't order it, it's too late and they're gone. So Thursday is the big day for sale-a-bration. Wednesday is the last day to get the current stuff, the last chance products. So if you want anything and it's still available, place your orders by Wednesday. Thursday is when sale-a-bration will begin, and you can start ordering these products as well as getting free products. Sign up for my newsletter if you want to get information about upcoming classes. I will announce in my newsletter on Friday when these PDFs will be available. They should be available by Friday, and I'll have the link to purchase them as well in my newsletter. All you do is go to stampcampwithjen.com and click on subscribe, and you can subscribe to my newsletter as well as sign up to receive my blog posts that go straight to your email inbox, so you won't miss a thing, okay? All right, and then product shares. If you're interested in my product shares, tomorrow's the last day to sign up for that, January 2nd, if you're watching the replay, which will probably be the current day for you. So, all right, guys, well, that is it. I really hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, give me a little thumbs up or a heart and let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you, and I love hearing what you guys have to say. Again, I hope you're having a great New Year's Day. I hope this is the best year ever for you. And I hope you're excited for what's to come. All right. Well, until next time, be safe and happy stamping. Bye-bye.